Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well and having a great start to the... Oh, sorry, great end to the weekend. Let me just sort out my volume there. Thank you very much. It's the final countdown. All that stuff. Let's hope that the chat works and it's good. Yay, there I am. I've popped in. So, welcome to the final race of the 2016 career season. This is I Playing Games, Simon, by the way, in case you're just randomly popping in. And bizarrely, last race of the season, and I've got a new rival as Bottas. So clearly stuff carries on between seasons. Who knew? And Bottas, remember, was our very first rival. And he beat us. So this time we can kick his ass, is the plan. So we'll see how we get on there. Let's see what we're asked for qualifying in our final round.
Hi, it's Emma. Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
What's really funny for Emma is that Emma just gave us our new rival, Bottas, and then walked away, but she left a voicemail for that. I think that she's actually a little bit social media scared. Or just like face-to-face scared, sorry. So, last race of the season, us versus Bottas. Yes, again, we are rivalry 1 each. Over the course of the season, but that's actually not against Bottas, that's just in general, I think. There's our development curve. The Team Renault actually as a whole have really struggled here. So Magnussen's been right at the bottom. I was right at the bottom until FP3 and I keep crashing here, so this race could be very short. And I keep binning it in the first sector in corners 1, 2 and 3. I don't know why, I can't drive them properly. I'm over-driving them, essentially. So I need to sort that out, along with my ridiculous tyre wear. Lewis Hamilton is champion. Ta-da! The battle for second looks juicy, though, between Verstappen and Rosberg, with an outside chance of Ricciardo. Raikkonen's beat Vettel. We're 7th all on our own, really. Bottas is 8th all on his own. Button's 9th all on his own. And then it gets juicy all the way down to the very bottom. In bizarreness going on there. Constructors, this is going to be us versus Williams, essentially, is the story of the day here. And maybe Haas versus Toro Rosso, because Toro Rosso are better than what their points have suggested, because they keep on having retirements. So yeah. And Haas are only there because of the lucky Gutierrez at Canada, which gave them 10 points.
Here we are at the beautiful Yas Marina circuit where qualifying is about to begin. Sit back, relax and enjoy the action.
Okay, will do,
This
Crofty.
is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
And tyre wear is certainly the name of the game here. So
you should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily, so try to get a hot lap in early so we can save the tyres.
So the weather tried to tell us that it was going to rain for qualifying in Q3. I wonder if this still thinks that it's going to, or if it's now just adapted to just being nighttime. It looks like we're going to be alright. Oh no, we're going back to being cloudy. Yeah, and then rain, but I think we'll be alright. Okay, interesting. So for those who like to look at my setup is very front end happy, unfortunately, which could mean that I crash. So 8 and 7 on the wings, quite high. There's my throttle, which I've been contemplating on taking that down a touch, but I should be okay. Lying Jeff. There's my camber. Suspension all kind of middle-ish. Brakes. And I pump my brakes, so I don't like floor it down for braking because you lock up the tyres. And ballast. towards the back end somewhat to try and keep me from spinning off down at turns 1, 2 and 3, which is harder than it sounds. So yes, this could be quite a short event. So let's go out and then let's drive out.
Okay, let's go.
I'm wildly inconsistent around this circuit. I don't know what it is, but it's with Sector 1 specifically, and 3 as well to some extent, because one corner kind of throws itself straight into the next, I find, so that is Seb off on a lap, that turns 2 and 3 I overdrive them and end up being offline and then skidding off. And FP2 I ended up in the barrier on the right. FP1 I ended up on the barrier on the left coming out of the pit lane, which would make an excellent accident if that ever did happen. But I don't really have a particularly strong opinion about this circuit as to whether I like it or not. It's just, it's there and I drive it. I quite like this section. This section's kind of rodeo-ish, and I keep clouting the curbs and getting air. I don't necessarily mind Sector 3. I think I struggle with Sector 1 somewhat because it's a hesitant couple of corners. And I don't seem to go very well on those. I either want to floor it or not at all. So, pass, we'll keep ahead of them. It's not as if we're going to be using these tyres anyway, so let's keep ahead. And so long as I hook it all up, we should be into Q3. See, skiddy. This whole circuit's skiddy though. Ooh. Right, off and away. I've noticed that I take completely different gears around a lot of these corners compared to the AI. The AI don't like changing gears around some of these corners in some of the complexes, whereas I do go down a gear, because I just think that means that your acceleration is better. It does mean that obviously you're going to use a little bit more tyre wear because you're grippier on acceleration, but never mind. I'd rather be fast. Oh, come on, Rio. I don't even think you're on a hot lap, mate. Out of it. Oh, you're going to annoy me. Oh, ah. Stupid guy. Oh, good lap though.
If you're not on a flying lap, let the car behind through. He is much faster.
Okay, see, that's what you do with blue flags and letting people through and stuff. Rio. As I then get in the way for Grosjean, although he's done a lap. I won't be going for a second one, says I. Yeah, I mean, you can tell. No Romain. Now head of the GPDA. Okay, right, back to the pits. We are safe. And surprisingly fast. That lap went exceptionally well. Unlike that. I always run like that. Oh, now you want to be fast. Fair enough. Session update.
Quick position rundown for you. The current top 5 are Hamilton, you're sat in P2, Verstappen, Alonso and Vettel.
Ooh, Vettel had a crap lap. I wonder if he's gone out on harder tyres. That is by far the fastest lap I've done. Clearly following Haryanto was good for my health and driving skill. Make of that what you will. Right, so let's skip this Ford. And decide what we're going to do for Q2. Should we go weird strategy, I wonder?
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 42.4.
Okay, let's scroll it down, see if anyone's being... Oh, Massa. And Bottas. Oh dear, this could go horribly wrong. Right, who's in, who's out? K-Meg got through, good man. No, both Williams. Oh dear, that super soft call was not a good one, mate. Both Williams knocked out in Q1. Oh dear, then the Manners, Saubers as usual at the back, for my playthrough at least anyway. That's the first time both Haases have got through to Q2 in a while. Rosberg out of sorts. And no incidents. Quite a lot of AI cut the pit lane exit, which could prove fun if they do that in the race. Get themselves a penalty. So that means for me, so if I can pull out a lap like that again, it almost makes me think, do I start on the soft tyres? Excuse me, because we're going to have to pit mega early anyway. Right, let's go for the super soft tyres and see if we can do it.
All complete. Mechanics, please stand clear. We're ready to go.
Stand clear, mechanics. And if we can't get through, then we've got a chance to go. We can still go on the ultra softs anyway, but. Don't cut that line. Rival status.
Sorry, we can't provide you with that information
Because he got knocked out in Q1. Where? Stay snug now, because the race will come and I will bin it, and then Bottas will be back ahead again. It will be fine. Okay, let's keep these tyres as chilled as possible. I also find around here that the rear tyres go before the front tyres do. Probably because of my setup, but I just find that quite interesting. Ooh. Is that them trying to say that I'm going too slow? Yeah, it is. Right, go on. Actually, you could be quite interesting to try and keep an eye on. Oh, shit. Go, go, go! Oh, you can feel the lack of grip. Kind of in the ballpark. Where are we? We've kept up with Verstappen. This is surprising me. Ooh, Kimi. In fact, this is really surprising me. Oh, there we go. Mega lap from Rosberg. Oh, bit skiddy. I think we're going to be okay. Yeah. Good recovery. Oh yeah, no, we're fine.
Moved up to P3.
That again surprises me greatly. 5% on the rears, that will do. Let's coast this back in. Because if you tell the AI to take it to the garage, it automatically adds like 3% tyre wear on. And that could be the difference between a lap. Well, it's a lapse and a nearly of tyre wear, isn't it? That you can kind of
Conditions
save on.
remain dry for a while. We will update you if the outlook changes.
Oh, Gutierrez. Well, Gutierrez, if you actually look at his full name. I don't know where this pace has come from. I was shit in practice, apart from one lap. I'm pleased though. Because if I can just hang on in whilst the ultra soft people drive around, they'll have to pit. I could very well pick up a rather juicy result. So there we go. Saved 2% on our tyres. Nice. I don't like this pit in either. That barrier's a little bit too close for comfort. Okay, we're in. go, Hamilton. Quick swig of drink. Just apologies, I was starting 20 minutes late. I was watching the BTCC and they were running late because everyone was crashing at Thruxton quite dramatically and ruining the barriers. Love that track. Such a good racetrack. The cars look like they're about to crash at all times. Right. It looks like we're the only ones trying it as well. Well done, K-Mag, up to 11, but not quite in. Wow, Ferrari had a terrible time. That really surprises me. McLaren. Don't you wish that that was true? Sorry. Just turn off my vibrations so that other videos, YouTube comments don't keep popping up. Okay, right, Q3. Let's do this! So I'm only going to go the once. So as they all dive through and do their lap, I then know what I'm aiming for. Let's dive out.
Checks complete. We're ready.
Okay. Oh! That'll teach me to adjust where I'm sitting whilst coming out of the pit lane. Whoopsie! Okay. It got dark. Oh, actually, weather forecast.
Didn't catch that.
Oh,
Say again.
sorry.
Say it again. We're having trouble receiving.
Weather report.
Light rain arriving on track in 5 minutes' time.
Yeah, thought so. Let's get this done now. I'd love to see this race in the wet, or Singapore in the wet. That would be amazing. No one would be able to see anything. It'd be great. So we really are only going to get one go at this. Oh, mind you, we could go for a second lap, maybe. Right. Go, go, Smithy, Smithy. Oh, that was crap. Spot the really awkward line all the way through those corners. That was terrible. It felt relatively fast though. I can't tell. going to be my finest effort. Too much curve. Oh, that went well though. Considering I generally can't do that corner for the love nor money. Or this one that's coming up. Too deep. Do a second run. Say that felt better. Yowzers. Make up 1/4 of a second. Ah, dang it. Car in front.
There's static over the radio. Say again.
Driver in front.
Hamilton ahead. Their best lap time is a 1:42.3.
Okay, so we really are close. Fair enough. Alright, let's give it one more go. Oh, hang on. Was that some rain? Yeah. Shit. Oh! Oh no!
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Uh-oh! Well, there we go. Now I've crashed in corner 1, 2 and 3 over the course of this weekend. There we go. Chimpy will be proud of me. That looks like such a stupid crash as well. What an idiot. Let's just get that on. Does it even get it on? I bet this looks stupid. On the corner, off the corner barrier. Christ. Oh well. Let retire from session. Where'd I come?
As we wind down from the
Still
excitement
fifth.
of qualifying, here's a look at your top three. Ricciardo, Verstappen and Jenson Button. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow, where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, it's goodbye.
Nothing makes any sense with those Red Bull times at all. Oh, or Button. I love it that when you fast forward stuff, it just seems to go a little bit nuts. Never mind, never mind. Oh well, on to the final race of Season 1. I'm not going to be broadcasting Season 2, I don't think. Plenty of resource points for our stuff for next time round, and we'll be doing very well in our rivalry. That's good. Hey, I like that. And as always, achieving stuff. Come on, Emma.
Hey, how are you? I have some information on the race goals you should keep in mind.
8th or higher. Beat Bottas, beat K-Mag. I think that's all doable, actually. If so long as I don't bin the sodding thing. Right. Let's do it for the final time of asking. Da, 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 da.
It's twilight here in the United Arab Emirates, and twilight also on another Formula One season. It's been a captivating story throughout the year, but will we see one final dramatic twist before the end?
Not for the Drivers' Championship.
The drivers will be racing here on Yas Island today through 21 corners and a lap distance of around 3.4 miles. There are plenty of opportunities to pass, with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, at turns 8 and at turn 11. Plenty of close racing then, plenty of speed and plenty of drama to be found in the laps to come.
Ba-ba-bum.
Alongside me for one final time this season, it's Anthony Davidson. What a year it's been, Ant. It's been an absolute pleasure. And now, how are you feeling ahead of Lights Out tonight?
Well, it's been a breathtaking year of F1 action, and there's one more sting in the tail to come here tonight, I reckon. We've been all around the world, but there's still everything to fight for, and what an occasion it is as well. There's a real sense of anticipation every time we come here to Abu Dhabi, and here's hoping it's a fitting end to a very special season.
End of the season. Let's finish on a high note.
Okay.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It was a good showing from Red Bull in qualifying, and Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Button, Hamilton, Renault and Rosberg, Alonso, Raikkonen, Vettel and Sergio Perez, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Carlos Sainz and Kvyat, Grosjean, Gutierrez, Felipe Massa and Valtteri Bottas, Wehrlein and Harry Anto, Felipe Nasser and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Whoop, whoop. Okay. So, El Stratage. I'm very confused about my strategy. At least it's going to be sunny all the way through, so that's kind of handy. And I'm quite fluid on the strategy, I think. I ripped my tyres to shreds. I don't think anything's going to really kind of pan out as it should do. I also love the ultra soft tyres here. So, yeah. We'll see, because it's almost worthwhile doing super soft, ultra soft, as opposed to soft, because there's such a big gap between them, I find anyway. But let's see. We'll stay with the high tyre management for the time being, knowing full well that we won't be able to stick with it. Okay. Right, let's do this. Gulp. How the hell did Button get third? Like, in what carbon picking lane?
We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Sure you do, Jeff. Jeffage! Right, so the championship standings, obviously Hamilton's got it. We need to keep an eye out between Verstappen and Rosberg and Ricciardo over who will be second, third and fourth. Everything else is kind of decided in fair game, apart from some of, like, if one of the other teams gets like a 9th or a 10th or something like that, like Hulkenberg or a Grosjean or a Sainz or a Kvyat. Or even a Magnussen, actually, to be fair. And then constructors-wise, it's us versus Williams. So, K-Mag, you better hold up those Williams drivers who screwed up their quality no end. Wow, Ricciardo really wants to get on with it. Where is everyone? There they are. El Formage.
Be patient and watch for the lights.
Look at the camera go. Do 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 do. There's the Williams, the Manners, and the Saubers. Right, we're okay. Right, don't crash. You've only crashed out twice all year. One of those wasn't even your fault.
I'm here.
HMP. Oh, that was quick off the lights. Oh, and that was shit. Get away from Hamilton. Oh, no, no. Oh, yes, we've still got a wing. Thank you very much, Lewis. Oh. No, no, no. Yes. Survival. Okay, we've done it. There was a lot of pinball, but we've done it. Are we sure we've done it? Yeah, we have. Okay. Right. Hello, Jensen, my old friend. Done. Ooh. So tempting to stick your nose through in that one. Ooh. Glimmer of light. So yeah, Chimpy, you missed me crash out in Q3. So you've got your front wing failure. Although it was more like a front right wheel failure. As I threw it in the hedge. Okay, Ricciardo there leading the way. Oh, there's a bit of a midfield problem going on there, isn't there? Okay. Right, let's line this up. Getting good traction off the corner. A little bit of sucky in the slipstream. Hey, nice. Ooh. Don't think we're going to get him this time by. Oh, I don't know. Oh, let's go for it. In for a penny. Hey, nice.
You've now got my full attention. I finished qualifying now.
Good man. Okay. My problem with the circuit though is that I get a bit like shit when I'm not following someone, as everyone can now see.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
Thank you. So Hamilton's got round Button. With DRS, I think the Red Bulls are sitting ducks. I think I could be a sitting duck actually. Ah, Rosberg's got round Button by the looks of it as well. Teammate.
Kevin's currently in P9. The
Hey.
gap to teammate is 5.6 seconds.
Nice.
They're on fresh ultra softs. The time last lap was a 1 minute 48.4.
Alright, Hamilton gets round Verstappen. Nice. Nice move. Drops them off a little bit as well.
Conditions should remain dry. We will keep you informed of any changes to the weather.
Thanks, Jeff.
Did you see Alonso kill the birds?
Did I see Alonso kill the birds? I did, actually. Literally, if there was a hunting ban, he would be doomed. Ooh, Rosberg fastest lap. He joins on the Smithy train. Oh, that was terrible. Right. Oh no, Rosberg, Ricardo's worse. I can't believe the amount of people that tuned in for the Alonso test. It was just to see a few laps. But that has like... There's probably more tuned in to watch that live than there is like the audience that tunes in for an actual F1 race on Sky Sports now, F1. Which I think says quite a lot. Oh, Hamilton! Ooh, that was deep dish from me. Yeah, get him back, Ricardo. Come on. Oh no, he's going to... Ah, bollocks.
Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed. Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
The live stream was 6 HRS long. I was like, no, I'll watch highlights.
Good thought. What's gone wrong with the virtual... Is someone spun or something, but it's now actually sorted itself out? At least this helped me out with tyre wear, because it's round this corner. Someone's pitted.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
Okay. Oh. That was good. We was on acceleration when that happened, but Christ. We lost out. Oh no, I think we're all right. I think there's actually an IndyCar race going on this evening, isn't there? I appreciate that this race is also going on at the same time. I think that Talladega is going on, unless Taga's on later on this evening. But my usual NASCAR live stream place that I can find has broke, so that's rather annoying. There is a Reddit where you can go on actually and find loads and loads of races everywhere, but I find that they get taken down no sooner are they put up because legals. So yeah, you just got to be careful with it. But that did look relatively good for Alonso, and maybe he could. Well, I thought he'd be competitive anyway, but it's nice to see that he really will be.
So the gap to our teammate is 8.9 seconds.
God, is that old? Not doing very well unless he's on ultra softs.
I don't watch Indy, neither way. Everyone is talking about Wet Apple.
Yeah, I've not really got into work. It must be said, it doesn't really interest me so much. I'm an open wheeler and a touring car guy at heart. NASCAR I've kind of joined on to a little bit. Because I quite like having it on in the background when I'm doing other things. And then when they all go, oh my god, boogity boogity boogity, and like, go wide, and free wide, and all that kind of stuff, you kind of look up and glance at what's going on in between all of the Sunoco Racing victories that they stick in the middle. It's like, hey, I'm just about to go for a Diet Coke pit stop break. So, like, once you've got past the fact that about 60% of it is just a commercial, then you only need to watch the 40% that's actually the race. So I have that on in the background. And it's okay. Really enjoying V8 supercars this year. Actually. Loving V8 supercars. Hey, that's better. We're getting into the groove a bit more now. Ooh, I struggle around this corner and this one. Ooh, more people in the pits for problems. Excellent. Teammate.
Kevin's P7 at the moment. Okay, distance to teammate 10.8 seconds. They're on old ultra softs. The time last lap was a 1:49.8.
Okay, so that's why he's doing so well. But delighted.
Have you got any news on you, Martin?
On my what? Yes. So, well, no to some bits, yes to others. So, yeah, they've not got in contact with me. They've done nothing about my contracts or anything like that. So, yes, that company is shit. So I've partnered with YouTube, like directly. It's in theory the worst that you can do, because when you look at like the contractor stuff, they only give you 55% of the earnings of which come in, whereas other MCNs like promise more. But I bet that there's also like.
Hamilton has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
All right, Jeff, I understand. That must be Rosberg in the background, or Verstappen. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so... I hate that corner! I want to keep my front wing! So YouTube only do 55%. The MCN that I was with before said that they gave 70% of the ad revenue and all of that kind of stuff. But I was always slightly dubious over it because I think, well, you must be taking a cut of... That must be 70% of the 55% of the cut, is how I've always kind of interpreted it. So it might be good, it might be bad. And so far with YouTube, it's kind of worked out okay-ish. I'm not being taken through the ringer with Content ID at the moment, so that's quite good. Keep Hamilton at bay. But yeah, if anyone is looking at getting all signed up with stuff, it makes it a really, really difficult landscape to kind of go for anything, because I just feel like every single company it's like a pyramid scheme. They're all connected to each other.
Okay, some information on Kvyat. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Oh, Daniel. So it just feels like if you partner with one, you've partnered with them all anyway. So screw it. And they're not very truthful about any of it, so you just kind of go, well, meh. Sorry, that's not... I don't know if that was even vaguely cohesive. Oh, softs for Hamilton, okay. Oh, Christ. That was terrible. Oh, Magnussen! It's a 1-2 for Renault. Someone screenshot that shit now. Loving this. Alright, let's power this on. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so if you are looking to partner with stuff, have a serious look around at, like, when they send over a contract, make sure that the contract is actually who you are, and then look at who, like, they're a subsidiary company for, because when I partnered with one, it was a subsidiary to another who then got bought out by someone else. Shit, that's not worked out well. Ooh, did Hamilton just do a double overtake on Grosjean and Kvyat at the same time? Amazing. Yeah, so it's just shady. The whole thing about YouTube ad revenue, I think, feels shady because you don't get to see what really goes on behind the scenes. But for anyone that's interested, I'll go through like the statistics of what I get through to kind of see how well it correlates, because if anyone's got a YouTube channel, you'll know, but you get like a graph in your analytics. It's called ad revenue, and it's so highly, like, all over the shop because it's not really what you get, and then you only get a percentage of that, but you can never really work out, you can't see what something has generated and paid for. So feels like a black art. I need to stop doing that in that corner. That must be costing me a shit ton of time. Wow, Magnussen, keep them going with that tyre, mate. Okay. Ooh, Button. Wow. Oh, so it must have been Button that caused the safety car. Ah, Jensen. If he's, like, down at last now, he was doing so well.
If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
So yeah, it does mean... Oh, Ricciardo's got round. Oh, he's on Ultra Softs. Excellent. I'm loving the strategic diversity going on in this race. It's not going to be exciting to watch for about 5 or 6 laps, but this is going to be juicy later on. So yeah, with the legal side of stuff all sorted, that means that I can start playing games that I want to, and the beauty of YouTube as well, partnering with it, is that it gave me back the option of being able to say, do you know what, I don't want to monetize that video. So, in theory, that means that I can pop on some content that I would have been banned from, potentially, from doing before. So, I'm going to see. I will email YouTube and see if it will actually be allowed. But I've got like all the old PlayStation magazines from like 1996 and 1997 with their demo discs on. And my channel initially used to be just all of the like theatrical trailers.
For Spain. That scares me that they're going to stop Ferrari winning the constructors.
That's true. So yeah, look out for some, hopefully, some old trailers from PlayStation 1 era games and 2. Yeah, for me, Red Bull and Kimi Räikkönen are essentially who's going to well, no, maybe it depends. If Bottas is going to get in on the championship hunt and make it a three-way, which I wouldn't mind having a three-way like that. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Then it is down to Red Bull and Raikkonen, and I think that it will be how they go round different tracks will be who essentially decides who's champion. Because, like Hamilton having a shit day in Russia and coming home fourth, if he does that again in Spain, or someone else does that in Spain, it's not just Raikkonen that's between them. You're right, Chimp. It's got the potential for Verstappen and Ricciardo to get in there as well. And that's a big thing, because then suddenly a bad day doesn't just mean losing 5 points or 10 points or whatever it is. It's losing like 12 or 15. Because for those big four teams, unless they retire, big four drivers, sorry, unless they retire. Oh, is that Magnussen in? Yeah, it is. A bad day for them is coming home fourth. In theory. Sixth if they have a really crap day and fall behind the Red Bulls. But the more that they can get in there and sort it out. You are right. So that's interesting that you think that Ferrari will win the constructors over Mercedes. Because I think that Bottas will outdo Raikkonen and Mercedes will get the cream of that crop. Oh, no, no.
Bottas only won because it's his best track. Asterisk one.
Window, you'll be on the super softs.
Well, that's interesting that you say that. I mean, that is one of his best tracks. I think, though, that what that will do, because it really does depend over like the next two races,
Come into the pits. Kevin in the pits now.
2 or 3 races for me, about what that does for his confidence over time. And if he comes into like Spain and so on and so forth and is able to ride that confidence and not get into his self-depreciation stage, which was what he was getting in earlier on, then I think he'll be okay. Shit, Hamilton and Ricciardo are beating us. And the problem is with Hamilton is that he's on the slower tyre and he's still going faster than us. Admittedly on a newer tyre. That's not helping.
Is 12.7 seconds.
Where are you in the championship?
I am 7th. And I can't really lose 7th or gain 6th. So I'll be 7th regardless. It's like I'm channeling Felipe Massa 2017. Oh Christ, stop doing that, Smithy. Teammate.
You're faster than Kevin in all 3 sectors. Our gap to our teammate is 38.9 seconds. They're on fresh ultra softs. The time last lap was a 2-minute 4.8.
Interesting. So he's going for proper fallout speed. Rival status.
Repeat that. There's interference.
Rival.
The difference is 45.3 seconds. They're on fresh ultra softs. We think they've got at least 3 more stops. The time last lap was a 1-minute 47.2.
Wow. It's not worked out for them either. Poor Bottas.
The window is open. The pit window is open.
Now I'm quite tempted to stay out because these tyres have held on better than what I thought they would.
The gap to teammate is 38.8 seconds.
Maybe. So yeah, so what else is going on in F1 world? Yeah, so that Red Bull update I think will be really, really fascinating. And you couldn't have got a place to test it out better than Barcelona. It's the one where everyone goes pampering round. It's heavily aerodynamically challenging. It tests a lot of...
Remember to pit this lap.
Alright, Jeff. It tests a lot of different components of the car, so that makes sense. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how that all kind of plays out. Over time. Oh, fuck off. Time penalty.
We've been awarded a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Of course it will. Ah, shit. No, let's come in.
Virtual safety car. Reduce
Oh, fantastic.
speed immediately and keep a positive delta.
Ha ha ha! That plays into our hands beautifully. Who's gone round? Because no one's out. Oh, gutted. We're going to beat Hamilton out.
Okay, you only have to stop once now. 1 stop left.
Oh, this is beautiful. Ha ha ha!
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Oh, I'm delighted with this.
Okay, some information on Kvyat. They're speeding up again, so I expect they've fixed whatever the problem was.
Force India's thing has been delayed, hasn't it?
We're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
They aren't getting their update for Spain. It's going back a race or something, isn't it? If I remember rightly. Someone in the pits again. Is that Button back in the pits?
I haven't heard anything about them.
Okay. Because they've got an upgrade coming, but it's just I really thought that it had been delayed a race or two, so that they could make sure that it was all okay. McLaren's car update is supposed to have been delayed as well, if I remember rightly. Which is not great, because if anything needs an update, it's that bloody car.
McLaren and Honda remain optimistic of pulling themselves out of their early season slump, despite another grim weekend for the partnership.
Okay, the gap behind is 2.7 seconds.
That reads like a PR press release, sir. I tell you what, if they could pull press releases like that out of their arse, like they could pull power out of their Honda engine, they'd be laughing. It's got beyond a joke. I do like that Sauber are going to their engines for next year. A, because that will save Sauber some money and they can focus on developing a car that doesn't handle like a shitbox. B, it gives Honda more reference point, because I get that McLaren want to like have something developed entirely around them, but it's not working because they haven't got. There's no other conventional wisdom that they can rely on.
Update you if the outlook changes.
So how would you ever be able to like reference yourself properly, I guess? So especially with Sauber having experienced Ferrari starting off not great and then getting better. Admittedly, they've got a year-old engine, but it's still good.
5 seconds.
Ish.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
Good, because he's going to be flying at the end.
Sauber using Honda next year, that's all.
Yep. That is true. Ooh, we're going to get DRS. We are. Ha ha! Oh, this isn't an overtake move. I'm really sorry. Come on, front wing. We've got this. That's quite hypnotic. A bit like that. Oh, Christ. That roof. Oh, Oh, is he coming in? Oh, have I just ruined Daniel Ricciardo's race? Sorry! Right, let's do this again.
He was on us.
He was on... Oh, Ultrasoft, okay, yep. K-Mag doing well, up to 6th by, or 7th by the looks of it, that's good. Oh, he's come back out on super soft and has gone so fast that he's actually in 3rd. That's crazy. Very spread out field. Yeah, and Sauber are interesting because they're going to get money because they finished 10th anyway. They've got no like drama from that side of things. That money from Honda or free engines or heavily discounted engines from Honda will be a short-term pain, but hopefully for a long-term gain. I thought it was really important that Ericsson outdone Verline because everyone's like, oh, Pascal, Princess Pascal's amazing again, after bitching about the fact that he hasn't driven for a couple of races. But Ericsson firmly outperformed him at Sochi, which made me happy. But the car was just not great there at all, and so I'm a bit worried that they're going to end up disconnected off the back of the grid, aka Manor-esque. Just not as bad as Manor. More like Manor 2016 on a bad weekend. So they need to sort out something somewhere. And just the sheer lack of sponsorship worries me. Same with McLaren. They can only hemorrhage money so long as Honda keeps paying. So at some point, either Honda goes, do you know what, we've spent enough, and they go, or it's got to come good, and then that's got to attract sponsorship somewhere along the line for McLaren. And Stoffel Van Dorn needs to find some way of being able to showcase his talent, because that's really not gone to plan either. He's prone to having sleepy time and being slightly anonymous in other series. I remember his Super Formula debuts. There was some races round there where he wasn't anywhere at all, and then he was like blindingly quick in others. So he just needs to make sure that when it is good, he'll put his foot forward. Because I can't see McLaren like going, oh, Stoffel, it's not quite worked, we're going to chuck you out, mate, because you're not keeping Alonso honest.
Stroll finished a race in Russia. 11th place on his debut, sort of.
On his debut, sort of. 4 races in. He's another one that needs to sort himself out. He's so frustrating this season to watch, because having watched him race in lower formulae, he is fast, but he's just so erratic. It's like he's got Parkinson's at the wheel.
Behind is 7.6 seconds.
And that sounds awful to say, but he's just terrible. Oh, someone's in the pits. Teammate.
Kevin's currently in P5, so
I thought
the
it
gap to
was.
our teammate is 35.0 seconds. They're on old Ultra Softs. The time last lap was a 1:48.0.
Oh, go K-Mag. I hope K-Mag gets some points. He needs some points on the board. Needs to stay out of trouble though, that's the thing. There appears to have been quite a bit of trouble with the AI around here. Yeah, Stroll's just frustrating because he's done exceptionally well in lower formulae. Yes, he's paid to get the best equipment to win in those lower formulae, but so probably have a lot of other drivers. It's just that he's been quite heavily criticised for it, but it's always been the must-haves and the have-nots. And so he's going to use his money to get what he wants, isn't he? I guess for me, he needs to now start seriously growing on things. And now that he's returning to tracks that he'll have done some laps on a little bit as well, I think that might help. Oh Christ, what was going on there, Smithy? There we go. Or I hope it does anyway, because then he'll stop overdriving, and it's like he's constantly correcting a car as opposed to deciding to put it in where he wants it to be to begin with, if that makes sense. And so once he sorts out that mindset wise, I think he'll be alright. But things like spinning on the opening lap is frustrating, because yes, he went and then overtook some guys and got himself back up again, but he should have been in the points, because he would have been without that spin.
He will finish Monaco.
No, it'd be a miracle if he does. What do you think of Button then? What do you think he'll do at Monaco? Do you think he'll just turn up and park it at the end of lap 1 and just go, engine probs, soz? He seems so unbothered and unwanting to take part. Makes me laugh. And for once, it was actually one of the... I get really annoyed with Channel 4 in...
Depends if he has great penalty from the engine usage.
The gap to the car behind is 10.1 seconds.
That's a good point. I'm assuming that... so if Alonso crashes out or has loads and loads of grid penalties, they just transfer to Button, don't they, between races? You don't come in fresh because you're a fresh driver, it's allocated to the car. I'm 99% sure that that's true. But yeah, one of the very few pieces of Channel 4 bromancery that I actually didn't mind was Button talking quite happily about what he'll do when he comes back for this one-off little finale. I get a bit pissed off with the forced bromance of everyone on the Channel 4 programme. Just because it works for Top Gear, it doesn't mean that everything else then has to be like that, in my humble opinion. Don't know what happened there.
I don't watch Channel 4.
Ah, okay. It's mega frustrating because it's essentially David Coulthard trying to hug everyone and
I can't watch Sky Live. I will record it on Sky.
Ah, okay. Sky Live. Thank you, telephone. Okay, that's a bit better. Power out of the corner. Yeah, no, I don't have Sky, so if there's races are live, I'll watch them on Channel 4, as opposed to a really low quality stream somewhere online. It's frustrating because all the pre-race for Amble is just basically David Coulthard making bromance jokes and focusing how actually it's all about bromance and man love.
Conditions should remain dry. We will keep you informed of any changes to the
Thanks, Jeff. Mark Webber trying to get in the usual for sures, but a racing driver desperately tries to get in.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're only about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
I forgot I was running in high fuel usage. And the stupid Welsh guy who really irritates me, like really irritates me. He's calmed down a bit, but essentially for the first few races he was so desperate to try and like make it all jokey and playful, but he was also just really excited, and it was part for like the first 2 minutes it was quite endearing of him just running around going, we're in Formula 1, and now I just want to slap him. I find him grating. Same as I didn't like it when there was on the BBC and that too cool for school ex-kids TV presenter, Jake, someone. He just had this smarmy face that I just wanted to punch. And I'm quite a chilled out guy, but he just rubbed me up the wrong way. I think it's because he reminds me of loads and loads of people that I work with who just think that they're so fantastic. And that what they say goes, and they just have this like, yeah, I'm cool swagger, you can't lick my anus, like face and attitude. And I just think, have some decorum, people.
He rubbed you up.
No one's rubbed me up on telly yet. I've yet to have my internet rubbing up debut. Thank Christ.
The gap behind us is 12.6 seconds.
Yet. Exactly. Well, I'm not planning to end up on, I don't know, Xtube. Or some dodgy Tumblr sites. Reminds me far more of when I downloaded a dating app and didn't realise it was for fat people and skinny people to feed fat people, and I was getting taken out on dates for dinner. I was loving it. It was great. I never had to pay. It was just that everyone just kept on wanting to feed me, and I was like, what's wrong with this? And then I realised what the app was that I downloaded. It was like, nah. Had some great meals though. That's probably a story for a non-F1 stream. Doing well on the tyre wear though.
Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
I've downloaded quite a few dodgy apps in my time.
I've just broken my bed laughing.
Chimpy, get yourself a banana, mate. And also, not that they're watching now, but they'll watch later. A shout out to some of my friends who are at Thruxton today watching BTCC. Or BTCC. I was like, what letters have the double word? It was a smash fest. But rather enjoyable to watch. I don't feel like we're catching Miss Sauber nearly as fast as what we should be. And I still feel that Ricciardo is actually leading this race overall. And if anyone's about next Saturday, over at racedepartment.com, I am commentating on round 2 of the Le Mans series. We are doing the 6 hours of Silverstone. After my 12 hours at... where were we? I can't remember. We was there for 12 hours. How many... what track was we at? I can't remember. Oh well. It was fun anyway. I enjoyed myself. So yeah, that runs up and finishes bang on Eurovision, which normally then means that I'll be absolutely hammered and live tweeting just abuse at every song that will be happening. So, oh, Bottas is out. Yes.
Safety car deployed.
Oh shit.
Has been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we
Eurovision
catch the
smiling
pack.
face with open mouth.
This is like the worst thing. I don't want there to be a safety car now.
Ukraine was just signed last year.
Oh, Brotas, you've ruined my
Drop your
race.
speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Oh, but hang on. We are the leader. We've not been caught by the safety car.
Switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
Confirm change.
Copy that.
Okay. Why am I stuck doing this, but the other cars aren't? What's happened with this? It's like this.
Don't forget,
Well,
hitting
he
this
didn't win this time, and that isn't a Merc-like performance.
Oh, so it where I've crossed the line, it's
Okay, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast.
it's
Use your
given me
pace.
the delta, but actually we've not caught the oh, okay, right. This now makes sense. I was going to say, you're coming in as well, aren't you? Hamilton? What the fuck? I'm so
I fixed
confused.
my bed.
Go now.
You fix your bed.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Okay. Oh, so you've done exactly the same. Ugh. Yeah, so yeah, Eurovision ends up with me basically just bitching and moaning about the entire thing, and making really bad jokes and getting drunk. And it includes things like shots for key changes, shots for strobe lightning, shots for leather, shots for emotive backing dancers,
I enjoy it.
shots for what
Chance
else?
of rain now. If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
There's generally a few things that I'll have shots for. I've got it written down in a texted file document somewhere. And normally there's like a theme each year. So I don't know what this year's theme is, but it'll be something like One World, and so everyone will be wearing like a globe. So then you've got to do shots for globes. Shots for cringeworthy duets. Oh, and gay or European. You've got to play that as well, because quite often you're never quite sure if it is gay or European. Oh, and shots for pyrotechnic explosion. Tell you what, this is going to allow us to run in mixed fuel free.
Russia won't be there this year.
Oh, will they not? Banned, are they? Good job Chechnya doesn't send anyone to the Eurovision, because otherwise whoever they'd send would probably be killed because of all the gay and lesbians that they're killing over there, bizarrely, in an alternate world it feels like. So actually, we're on lap 30. Everyone will end up being on the lead lap still, because I was just about to lap the Sauber. I feel like we've been cheated out of second position. That should really be us. That bug was annoying. However, we will be winning our Bottas rivalry. Whoop whoop.
They got disqualified as the singer entered Ukraine illegally back when the Crimea thing happened.
Oh, excellent. Always a bit of controversy. There is our little Russian chums. So yeah, I do love the Eurovision. What else is going on? Oh, I've yet to decide which racing game I'm going to be playing a lot of next. Motorsport Manager will continue for about another 4 or 5 episodes. Then I'm not sure if I will continue on with that, because then we've done 2 full seasons of it, which I feel is plenty. Although we've not won a title or anything, we've won a race, which I feel like is going to be the peak of my achievement. So that is Magnussen. Yes, doing well, son. What else was I going to say? Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm undecided as to what racing games I'm going to do. I still want to do my racing game.
I start my GCC in a couple of weeks.
Ooh, good luck. I remember those like hell. I remember with GCSEs on the exam, specifically a science one. Me and my mates all went out the night before. I think it was the science was like the last one that we all had, and was like, yay, we've actually survived the GCSEs.
Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the first safety car line.
Okay.
Stay in position until the green flags.
Alright, Jeffage. And one of my mates, basically, because it was all just basically just have a drink, but like don't get silly, because otherwise you're going to end up
Maths.
like screwed.
Science is my final one as well.
Oh, okay. But it was basically like don't get drunk, just have a drink, because actually we've still got one to go tomorrow, so don't go nuts. And my mate got so paralytic that they turned up for the exam. We had to put her in the chair on the exam. How the fuck she got an A star, I've got no idea, because she doesn't even remember the exam. It's that bad. So yeah, made me laugh.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
Hey, right, we're off and away.
Our gap to first place is 0.5 seconds.
So we're going to have
Face
to...
with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
You've lost some time to the car behind.
Ah, yes, beautifully done, Smithy. Right. Use your grip and your fuel mixture 3. We can do this. And I tell you what, in my maths exam, I was so angry. So, clearly still am, since it's like 15 years later and I'm still like going, I'm so angry. So my maths teacher was, he ended up getting arrested in the end for kiddie fiddling. So clearly everyone in the 90s and 80s have just been kiddie fiddling forever. And that's not the story. And that's not why I'm angry. Well, I am angry for that, but that's not why I'm angry. Essentially, he just seemed to give up teaching us halfway through. And so we went to the final exam, because the maths ones were modular. I don't know if they are now these days. These days? I'm so old. Get me some Werther's Originals. And what happened was the entire back paper on our maths like final paper, which was 50% of our mark, and the other 50% came from like modular tests throughout years 10 and 11, and it contained something called standard deviation on it. We'd never heard of it because our teacher decided to just not bother teaching us it. And so we went to him at the end of the lesson, the exam, and was like, the entire back page of this exam meant nothing to any of us. So it wasn't just like one of us freaking out. No one knows what any of this was. Oh, fuck off with the engine. I'm leading. And he just went, oh well, I can't teach you everything. No, keep carrying. I'm like, how can you not teach us everything that we need for our exam? You're our teacher. And he just was like, meh. I thought, oh, probably because you're too busy looking up everyone's skirts. And we all kind of joked about it at the time that he was a bit pervy. And then it transpired that he actually really was. And we was all like, oh. Oops.
Did you pass it?
Yeah, I got a B, but that was my worst grade because I got 2 A stars, 5 A's, 3 B's was what I got. This was before like certain GCSEs started like counting for more than one. Science was the only one because you could take single science or double science, and since the exam was practically the same, we all done double. But now I think like the markup of everything is slightly different. So yeah, I was like, meh. This really angers me. Like when I went to college and I'd done psychology, I only done AS levels before like just diving into work. And my psychology exam was out of 300 marks, and I missed an A in psychology by 1 mark out of 300. And I was like, could someone please not just have gone, oh, do you know what? He's put his name on the form, give him a mark. Come on, help me out. I was so angry. So yeah, I got a bit passive aggressive with that one. I was like, I'm retaking this. I will pay to retake a module. But I left college before I actually went to retake anything.
I had my controlled assessment for chemistry last week, and when it came to the exam paper, at the end of it, we couldn't answer the whole path.
Oh no.
I'm a U in psychology.
Are you in psychology?
Window. You'll be on the softs. Okay, distance to teammate 6.9 seconds.
I don't think this is going to work out for us with this. Mind you, everyone's going to need to pit, aren't they? Oh, someone's
Even
pitting.
in geography though.
Okay, the gap behind is 1.4 seconds.
Oh, our geography teacher was hilarious. She was Australian, and she used to basically use scare tactics to make everyone work. So she would go, "If you're not quiet, I'm going to chain you to my desk like a slave." And we'd all be like, "Ugh, sex slave." So then if you had to go up to her desk, we'd all be like, "Ah, sex slave," all the way through. It was really, shit. It was all really bad. And she used to wear the same cardigan every day during the entire 5 years that I was at secondary school. And he was like, I wonder if she... I assume she washed it at weekends, but no one was quite sure. And she was our head of year as well. So we used to come in and do like the head of year stuff. And we'd be prefects, because I was a bit of a goody two-shoes at school. And we used to basically play how many people can we get on her table. And then stupidly, one day she decided to come in for lunch. And she found that we'd managed to fit 16 people onto her table. She's like, "Get out!" And we was like, 16 sex slaves on your desk. But yeah, it might be one of those things that you just have to be there. Oh, something's gone on down at... I smell a yellow flag. Ooh, that was not a good gear change. Right, Hamilton's faster than me.
I have never laughed this much at a stream.
Oh dear. Oh, here he comes. No, Lewis, no.
Conditions to remain dry for a while.
Oh shit, we stayed ahead.
If the outlook changes.
That was probably the wrong thing to have done. Ooh! Okay, we're still okay. Oh look, loads of people have pitted. That's good. I knew it was good to not pit early.
My math teacher called a girl in my class a sex toy, and he admitted he likes dick.
You wouldn't get away with that in our world.
Your pit window is now open. Kevin has come into the pits. Kevin in the pits now.
Oh shit!
Our gap behind is 1.4
Oh, you
seconds.
cockface!
Right then, some information on Verline. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Oh, I'm so glad that we're still running. I thought that was game over then.
Minor damage to the front wing. Be easy on the car till we get it repaired. We
Right.
don't wanna risk making this worse.
We are definitely pitting. This feels like we're early pitting. Stay behind, get the DRS. Yes! Get lost. Right, let's see how this handles round Sector 3.
7 places up on our predicted objective. 7 places. Come on, keep going.
Yeah, alright, Jeff. Don't get excitable. Oh, yeah, it does feel a bit squirrely.
Okay, we're ready for you. Box this lap.
Oh, someone's gone off down at Sector 1. They're going really slowly. This is not feeling right. Oh, is that Verline going slowly then, actually? Going really fucking slowly. Yeah, this car's fucked. Into the pits. Oh, Hamilton. Oh, that's made me sweaty. Which probably no one wanted to know, but tough.
Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the exit.
Oh shit, we didn't change the wing. Oh, has he hit? He's hit Verline!
Tyres now. We want to finish the race on this one.
Oh, this is delicious. Oh. Help. There we go. Was that a bug by any chance? And is Hamilton got a front wing problem, or is he alright? Perez got his front wing, yes he has. Oh, DRS. Carlos Sainz leads the race.
That was fucking great.
What the fuck was all that about? See, this is what people tune into my streams for. None of this actual racing malarkey. It's just the general shit that carries on. Oh, someone else just gone off as well. Oh yeah, there's more carnage. Which is slightly worrying. Oh, the game's stuttering. It's not liking something.
If this were real life F1, it would be the best thing on TV.
Okay, right. That sorted itself out, whatever happened there. Sainz, Smith, Hulkenberg. What a top three. What's really annoying is that we're going to catch... Oh no, there's two cars going really slow. That's why there's a problem. Okay, right. So it looks like one of them's picked up a little bit of pace.
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
I like the way they say someone's come off, because they know that people will be too busy laughing if we said that they'd gone off. Okay, so that's Verline. We'll get through. He's got a puncture, that's why. There's a shit ton of debris there, which I've just driven over. That's a bit worrying. Teammate?
Kevin's currently in P5.
Oh, wow.
Our teammate is 6.2 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. The time last lap was 1 minute 52.6. The gap to the car behind is 6.0 seconds.
Oh, if K-Mag's on fresh super softs.
The track is clear. Green flag.
And there's Carlos Sainz into the pits. Potentially. K-Mag. Oh no, look, there's been a pile up in Sector 3 again. Verline, what are you doing? Burnline's just completely ruined the entire race. It's a 1-2 again for Renault. Yay! Fucking hell. I wonder how many people are going to have like weird drive-through penalties as well, because that's the other thing.
Time in one race.
Okay, Rosberg's got round Magnussen. Oh, he's on the super softs. That's worrying. Yeah, see, now I was kind of thinking maybe I should have done ultra soft, but actually I think let's just stay away from all the other cars. It sounds like such a good deal right now. And I don't actually think, like, lap on lap, I'm not the fastest, so the fact that we're leading is just a bonus anyway. Right, so God knows how that's all sorted itself out for the field. Oh, careful. Okay. What other juicy nuggets of info can I be preened out? What was I talking about in school? Yeah. So, I've had quite a few weirdo teachers actually over my time. So when I went to college, I had like a proper collection of weirdos, which actually really put me off of college. So my form tutor was a Chinese lady who basically had a really thick accent, so quite often you just have to say pardon or something like that to kind of understand what it was she was saying. And then if you said that, then she'd just go, "You racist!" And shout at you. And then so we was all like, okay, let's just pretend we know what she's saying. But then we didn't know what she was saying, so then we don't do something really, really weird, or that she wasn't really looking for. So then she'd just go, "You're racist!" It was like, no, we're struggling, help. So that was always a problem. She also, I remember the first day that I was at college, and we had to do like a round robin in our class to basically say who we were and what we were studying, stuff like that. And she went, "Hello, my name's Lily, and I like to go to peep shows."
They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Oh, Fernando. As if you, mind you, his McLaren's all right in this game. And we was all like, "Is there a language problem or a translation problem?" She's like, "No, I'll take you all one day. You can go look at lovely lady through spyglass." Ha 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 ha. I was like, what? She also used to go to the toilets in the men's toilets, and I was like, is it just because you're confused, or do you genuinely just like going to the toilets in the men's? No, she just wanted to go to the toilets in the men's. She thought it was fun. So that was allowed. My psychology teacher, the first one was actually normal, which was great. So Hamilton's been in for the problems. Okay, fair enough.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
In a minute. What was I going to say? Yeah, so then my psychology teacher, the first one was normal. She then left because clearly she didn't fit in, but had an affair with the female mature student in the cupboard. So you just go, "Oh, I just need some help getting some stationery out of the cupboard." blah blah blah, could you come and help please? And they'd be like, oh yes, let's go into the cupboard. Oh. 50 minutes later, oh okay, class dismissed. It's like, fucking hell, ridiculous. So we used to, there was lessons where we'd actually just all walk out after the first 10 minutes because they just clearly weren't coming back out of the cupboard again. So we used to go around people's houses and stuff like that, or to the coffee shop or whatever. And it's ridiculous. So that was that. Then, who else was? The IT guy showed us how, he gave us all of our coursework, and the first lesson was like, you just need to learn all of that in the year, off you go. And then showed us how to sell cars on eBay, because I think that was a new, relatively newish thing to do back then, showing the age. So that was random. So I didn't actually turn up for the rest of that year. Funnily enough, got an A, because I just went and done all the work in about 2 months, then just didn't come back. It's great. My English teacher, one had multiple sclerosis, and just looked like she was about to keel over at any moment, although gamely soldiering on. But she looked awful some days, and so it was basically more of a, can we do anything for you, miss? Lesson. And the other woman was a Victoria Wood look-alike. Oh, not look-alike, sound-alike. And then we had a third one that came in who was South African, who was just confused. Then, what was the other subject that I'd done? Maths. So yeah, I was being taught by a Labrador in disguise. She had, her hair made her face look like she was a Labrador dog, with like really big, huge, fluffy ears, which caused me no end of amusement.
Conditions should remain dry. We will keep you informed of any changes to the weather.
Thanks, Jeff. So yeah, so that amused me, and then, but she had a confidence problem. So she would stand up in front, and she'd at the lesson she'd start talking about how to do something. I don't know, some kind of formula or something like that. And at the end of it, she'd go, "But I'm not really sure." Oh, ooh, and then sit down. So you'd be like, "So, oh, Gutierrez is out. Yay! No safety car, please. I can't do with a safety car this late in the race." Especially if the field this screwed up and we're all on the lead lap. I want to be lapping people. Good, they're going to cover it. We're okay. So yeah, so she was having like this weird confidence issue, and then basically putting herself into denial. So he was like, "So are we learning the right thing or the wrong thing?" And she was just like, "I can't take it," and then would like leave the room, probably for some alcohol, and then kind of come back and be slumped on the desk. It was bizarre. Funny, but like it ruined my education. It put me so off of the college that I ended up leaving and going into full-time work and not really turning up.
Alonso, it seems they fixed whatever the problem was. They're coming back up to speed.
Okay, so the big thing is that Rosberg doesn't actually have to pass us. He just needs to get within 3 seconds, and he's on better tyres. And I'm about to run out of fuel, so we're going to have to go to standard on the fuel. The only thing I'm hoping is that his tyres run out of grip right at the end, and we'll be okay. Because we're playing the long game, in theory. I'll be playing the rolling game if I do that much more. And the worst teacher that I ever did have, since we're going on a teacher walk down memory lane, Chimp must have died, I think, with this, is... Oh shit, I didn't want to do that. How many warnings is that now? I think if I do another one I'll get another 3-second penalty. So I had a teacher in infant school, and he propped up again in primary school, actually, before his teaching licence got taken away from him. Again...
The car behind has some damage to their front wing. It doesn't look serious.
Ooh. Is that new? Can't be new. Mind you, our wings are supposed to be damaged there. Hang on, bear with me. Let me just get round this. I'll orientate and sort myself out. There we go. Right. So yeah, I had this teacher who didn't believe in actually teaching you work and like sums and things like that. And in some ways, I kind of agree with what he was trying to do. But he would basically sit us round and tell us tales of old. So he was a staunch Buddhist. So he would be telling us about reincarnation, but he was doing it in a really literal sense. So he was like, one day you're going to die. And we're all like 6 or 7, so you can see that there's like kids getting upset and they're all like crying. And he's like, don't cry, it's a part of life. And they're all like, Mummy. There's like, your mummy's going to die. And there's like, ah. It's all like traumatic. And so he was trying to explain reincarnation, but he essentially said that when we, because I remember it so well, he's like, when you die, you're going to burn. Because you're going to be cremated. And I was like, well, there's a judgment call for everyone. Then when you burn, you'll turn into the smoke and the ash, and you'll go up into the sky, and you'll become a cloud. And then everyone's like, oh, little kid, I'm going to be a cloud. That'll be fun. So like all the kids are on board then. And then he's like, yeah, and then the
tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face
oh god,
tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
That's a lot of faces with tears of joy. So yeah, so he's like, oh yeah, you're all going to be a cloud, and then the cloud will rain, and you'll be part of the rain too. And everyone's like a little less excited about being in the rain. Oh shit, Rosberg, you're within 3 seconds now. We no longer lead this race. Damn you, 3-second penalty. I wonder if he needs to pit. Driver behind.
Couldn't receive that. Repeat the message.
Oh fuck you, Jeff. So so when you become rain, you then become grass, and then you'll become like part of nature. But nature is consumed, so you won't be like the world for long. And we was like, what? He says, so along comes a cow. And we was like, no. And he goes, and the cow's going to eat you. He's going to eat you up when you're in your grass form. And we're like, okay. And he's like, and then you become the cow. And then the cow's going to get milked. And it's like, oh, I'm now a cow boob. And he's like, and then you are the milk because you are the cow and you are the inside of the cow. You are all one. And then some family is going to buy the milk, and then they're going to pour you in the cereal, and then they're going to eat you, and then you're going to become that other person, and you will take over part of their body, and we will all be together. And you could see like people not really getting it, and at my age, you didn't really get it either. So there's like, so we're taking over someone's body, so it becomes like some kind of weird sci-fi movie, where basically we're all going up to be turned into cow juice for others to drink and eat, and then we take over their bodies, and people are like, what? So bizarre.
Behind us is 1.2 seconds.
So all of our class are like traumatised by this event, so we all go home. Mum's like, so Simon, what did you do at school today? Did you do any maths? No. English? No. We just sit round and we listen to Mr. Cullum's stories. It just goes on and on and on. And we had this supply teacher for like 6 weeks, and we didn't do a single lesson. And the more and more like kids were getting more disturbed by his stories and all crying and being dramatic, we started getting teachers appearing at the school. And he'd be like, oh, I just need you to go and have a talk with Mr. Blah-de-Blah's dad. Oh, hang on, I didn't... Oh, shit.
Awarded a time penalty for that last incident.
I need him. Okay. Right, so we're now 6 seconds behind, which puts us second still. We're still ahead of Magnussen. But this has not gone well. So I will defend Rosberg, but essentially we aren't really battling Rosberg. So yeah, so more and more teachers used to basically come up and start arguing, and so we'd all be looking out the window watching these like parents being like, you're traumatizing everyone, and all of these kids are all like crying and everything. So then he'd be like, but I am the story, I am the man. He'd go, we'd be like, what? And then he was trying to tell us about like our inner dinosaur. I remember that one very well as well. He was like, we all have an inner dinosaur, but because he was so literal in what he would say, oh shit, kids just didn't understand. So he would talk in metaphors, but he would make it feel like it was completely real. So we'd be like, hi.
Okay, we can see that the car ahead is running some damage to their front wing, but it doesn't seem to be affecting their performance.
Thanks, Jeff. Okay, well, Rosberg can go and win this race. That's fine. We need to make sure that we stay ahead of K-Mag for the rest of this. What was I going to say? Yeah, so it just went on and on and on. Then he disappeared. And when I say disappeared, he was supposed to turn up for work, didn't. So we was all like, where was he? So we had no teacher. So like people's mums were turning up, and they was like, hey, we're just here to make sure that you aren't all turning the class into carnage. So we had like just various mums and dads turning up.
So the gap to our teammate is 10.4 seconds.
Great. Then what happened? So we just didn't hear from him for about a year. Next year, again, our teacher's not well, is off sick with some kind of operation. He reappears out of nowhere, and he was like, so his opening line was, is everyone still alive from last year? And he was like, yes. And he was like, has anyone had a out of body experience? Then he was like, it's okay for you to touch yourself. And he was like, okay.
If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
Let's call in the mums and dads. And so he was basically trying to he was trying to talk about bullying, but he kind of done it in a really clumsy way, and like being like not too proud about not like worrying if you're like massively obese, because there was someone who'd been born weird, and they had like a weird shaped head, and I was fat. There was someone who was even fatter than I was, because Mr. Motivator came out to our class.
Spurts out in front.
So he was trying to go on like a thing like that, but he was like, you can feel good within yourself. You can touch yourself and not be upset. But of course, everyone goes home to their parents and is like, he told us that it was okay to touch ourselves. So then all the kids' mums and dads are like up the next day going, what are you doing? Telling our children that it's okay and all of this stuff. So it was all like mega awkward. So he lasted about 4 days before he then got removed, because he ended up with one of the mums slapping him round the face, and then when he turned up for work the next day, the mum sent the dad up, and the dad grabbed him by the the jumper and dragged him out the class. And all we could do was, it's all right, mate, it's all right, mate. And then the other one going, you're going to fucking do it, my kids. It was like, woo, woo, woo. So yeah, it got really, really funny and stupid. And so didn't think anything of it afterwards. So it's like, well, I'm only mildly traumatised by this experience. 6 months later, he's on the news. His house has been struck by lightning, and he's giving an interview. And it emerges that whilst his house was being struck by lightning, as you do, he had been busy sending letters and invites and meeting with various kids from our class after school, even though he's no longer like a teacher or anything like that. And they were in the flat when the lightning struck. And I know some of these because they were part of my friend's gang, but they weren't told not to say anything, and it's all highly suspicious. They said that nothing actually happened, and they felt quite weird, so they didn't really hang around. But when they went round his house, like, all the windows were boarded up, and there was just like not like crucifixes and stuff like that everywhere, but like religious symbolism everywhere. And he wanted them to go into this like dark room to sit down and have like a ceremonial experience. And I was like, no, we're good, thanks. But there were rooms with padlocks on and things like that, and it was proper freaky and weird, and they didn't like it, so they left. But during like their time, this lightning thing had happened as well, so yeah, it was all over the shop, quite funny. And then about 4 years later, I spotted his name in the local press for being arrested for doing weird things with children. So that's 2 teachers and a couple of work colleagues as well have just been through the same thing. So I didn't realise that this was so prevalent out there. Be safe, people.
The car ahead of you has knocked their front wing. Minor front wing damage to the car ahead.
I know, but he's faster. And I've got to find 6 seconds.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
So yeah, I think that's all for Smithy's Stories of School Woe for this edition. I hope that was vaguely right.
Or does it class as something else?
I think it classes as something else. It was bizarre anyway. So yeah, I mean, my family and I kind of we have a habit.
Catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
I know, they're fine. I guess for me, we've got a really, really big habit of being able to pick up like weirdos anywhere and everywhere. My sister's probably the best one at picking up weirdos. She used to be a hairdresser, and now she works as a caregiver. But she also used to work in hospital as well. So she's fantastic for being able to tell stories of people like in... She used to work in the ward where everyone was basically sent where you'd never really come back out again because they're either completely nutty.
They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Grosjean. So yeah, everyone would be a bit senile or nuts, or they're too mentally incapacitated to be allowed out. So like, there was this guy who, one of my favourite ones of hers is this guy was being really, really rude, and my sister was paired with a nurse who was... My sister's really, really skinny, and this nurse was like a bit chunky but not that massive fat. And he goes, you're just a fucking cow, to this other woman. And then he turned around to my sister, because she was like, all right, calm down, calm down. He turned around to my sister and he goes, you're only half a fucking cow. And she was like, thanks. Continued on. Love that, such a good insult. And people like think that being in hospitals, like actually they've gone to Butlins. And there was one who was like, I'm just going out to the pool. And they're like, pool? What? and they're all going a bit nuts. And then, like, the same person that thought it was Butlins kept on commenting that the entertainment wasn't as good as last year.
13.0 seconds.
Ah, the bliss. When I was at school, I used to do... Everyone has, like, those work experience things where you do a couple of weeks somewhere in the UK. I'm assuming this is the same in other countries as well. And I had mine at an old people's home because I stupidly was like, oh well, it's my fourth choice, I'll get one of the first three, and I didn't. I got given the old people's home. I wanted to work in the dog kennels, but no.
Pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Alright, Jeff. I'd put down like the dog kennel. I wanted to do the local newspaper, that was my first choice. I was like, oh, I'll stick down the old people's home as the final one, it'll be funny, lol. No. But they didn't realise that I was work experienced. They thought I was a genuine new starter because I was 6 foot something. So I looked older than my age, even though I've got baby face. And so the first day I was like, oh yeah, here's your scrubs, here you go. And then they just went, she needs a clean and a nappy change, and they just left me with this woman, who was about 20 stone. She'd shit herself,
Final lap of the race.
but then had rolled in it as well. So I was like, oh, yum yum. And they didn't realise. And I was like, well, I've not really done this before. What's the protocol? I didn't want to say anything. I didn't know any different. And it weren't until my mum then phoned up the school on like day 2. And they was like, you do realise that they're getting him to change people's nappies and like giving them a wash on their private parts. And he's only 15. He's probably scarred for life. And then they realised that I was actually the school starter. They just assumed that I hadn't turned up. I was like, oh yeah, sorry, we weren't supposed to give you that, it's illegal. And I was like, oh, okay. So they gave me like the fun of looking after the people who were a little more with it-ish. But I quite enjoyed it actually, because I knew where the biscuit barrel was, so I used to be able to keep them all quiet, because I'd be like, if you don't cause me mischief, I will give you the custard creams. They'd be like, oh, young man, he's got custard creams, oh. And they'd all be quiet, and then I used to call myself Mr. Biscuits, because I'd be like, Mr. Biscuit's going to reward you. And they'd be like, oh, okay, we'll sit here and we'll watch some telly or something like that. So much fun. And they'd put me with the people who didn't speak either, because I'd do like some pantomime.
Speeding up again, so I expect they fixed whatever the problem was.
And hey, it's a firework finish and a podium! A double podium for Renault!
You did really well. Super driving.
And that will give us 5th in the constructors. Actually, fuck knows what this result actually is. The grid's all over the shot.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows.
Woo woo woo! Toto Wolff looking slightly scary.
Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented...
Oh, Kvyat. You look like he was doing well earlier.
Today,
Look! A double Renault podium! How bizarre is that? Well done, K-Mag. Oh, your lips! Kevin Magnussen, your lips don't look right.
Your friends, when they watch this later, will not stop laughing.
Oh, I tried to get him to look like me, but he doesn't on there. K-Mag looks scary. He looks like a plastic chimp face. It's
And
really
after this
weird.
round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It wasn't the best
Ooh.
weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, it's got to be Felipe Massa, hasn't it? He fought so hard and had incredible pace at times. I don't think anyone did a better job today.
It may already be wrapped up, but let's look at the constructors' standings. With that result, Mercedes secure the constructors' title.
Hey.
They've been truly outstanding since
Oh,
Toro
Red
Rosso's
Bull.
strong weekend. weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye and see you again next time.
3 laps down for Verline. Fucking hell. Right, so the big things here then, in fact the big things, is Renault double podium. That really sorts us out. Massa doing well. Sainz getting loads of points. That will sort him out in the Drivers' Championship. Same for Hulkenberg, actually. And this makes me happy because Gutierrez with 10 points was looking like he'd done really well this year, and I'm so glad that it now looks like he'll have done less well. Bizarrely, though, I think Rosberg may well now be second in the Drivers' Championship because neither Red Bull have scored. That's nuts. Ferrari were nowhere in the end. Hamilton screwed it up, getting stuck behind Pascal. Oh, Alonso. And Manor and Sauber couldn't do anything because it was the Manor that was causing all the problems. So that's fun. Let's have a look at what happened here. So Bottas was a mechanical failure. So it was Button who hit Verstappen that caused that first problem. And the virtual safety car there. Vettel with Kvyat causing number 2, maybe. Oh, wow. Everyone hit everyone on lap 33. Because that was when Verline caused the problem. Illegal blocking stop go, lol. And another one. Wow, so many crashes. I love it. Illegal. I'm surprised Pascal didn't get disqualified. How many? Oh, Princess Pascal, what did you do? Right, let's dive on.
Is an understatement.
Right, so yeah, Rosberg, second in the drivers after all that. So Mercedes 1-2, Verstappen gets third ahead of Raikkonen. Oh, we leapfrog Vettel! No way! I thought we'd be 7th no matter what. Excellent. Bottas doing well. Button. Massa then leapfrogs Alonso for 10th. Which makes me happy for Felipe Baby. Perez stays 12th. K-Mag goes to 13th. Ahead of Hulkenberg, so that's good. Sainz, thankfully, gets ahead of Gutierrez. Kvyat does not. Grosjean outscored by Esteban. That's not good. Nasser still the only point scorer there. And Toro Rosso leapfrogs Haas. Interesting. Now, what happens at the end of the season? Because I genuinely don't know, and then we'll sign off. Does anything exciting happen at all? It should do. Look at all of those resource points. I'm going to have a field day building this car. I'll get the trophy for getting all of the parts on the car, hopefully. Right, we all know I trashed Brotas. By quite a way. This should be simple as well, yes. And what happened here? Meh, that's okay. End of season. Dear Simon, we're delighted to announce your promise. It's been a bit 6th in the Drivers' Championship. You and your teammate amassed us to 4th. Look forward to progressing even further next season. Now take some relax. Thanks, Renault. Oh, contract event. Hello.
Hey.
Hi,
Good
Emma.
to see you.
You scary-faced woman.
These new contract offers.
Hi.
Check them out. Let me know what you want to do.
Right. Oh, okay. Stay at Renault as first driver or move to a second driver in a worse team? I think I'll stay at Renault if you don't mind. Especially now I've amassed all of these poxy points. That's not my signature. Fraud! Fraud!
Leave it with me.
Thanks, love. I like how detailed your skirt flow is, but your face still looks scary. Oh, I'd love to... Imagine trying to stay in that hotel overnight. You'd be so annoyed with the amount of light that goes on. Right, I'm going to move forward to next season just to see what it does. Career 1 complete. Yay. So yeah, so that was my season in a nutshell. It got better, didn't it? 20th on Australia, the 2 DNFs in Spain and Monaco. Monaco was not my fault. Kimi Raikkonen smashing me into the barrier, wanker. Spain was my fault. I binned that entirely. Look, 2 wins. Oh, so happy. Right, what happens? What happens? Does it just move forward to next year? And actually, I'd quite like to see what happens with the team disparities. Do they change up much or not? Then we'll end the stream. Sorry for this extended bit. It is labelled as Abu Dhabi / end of season. Okay, what happens?
You get a notification thing.
Oh. Well, that sucks. Come on, come on. New season start. Please, decision to cease in development. And it's 770. Great. Right, so this looks suspiciously like we're in Australia. Yes, it does. Ah, so you keep... So surely at some point then, over the course of several seasons, all the cars are going to end up the same. If in theory, if you played this to its logical conclusion. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. So let's... develop that upgrade. Can we develop more than one? Yes, we can. Fuck it, let's have a field day. That would sort us out. Okay, oh well, that's slightly disappointing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Actually is going to play 10 seasons though.
Me! Well, no, not me, but I would do maybe over time. I'll be quite interested though. Do you know what? If that does happen and all the teams end up, I might like fast forward through like really quick races. If that happens and all the cars are equal, I will do a season of all the cars being equal just to see what it's like and the carnage it would cause and how amazing it would be when, I don't know, Rio Haryanto, Marcus Ericsson and Esteban Gutierrez end up on the podium. That'd be amazing, balls. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for watching throughout the season. There may be a one-off extra event for this game because I need to do the Pro Season race, where you complete a race in Pro Season, where it's all in cockpit and stuff like that. So that'll be interesting. Otherwise, have a great rest of the evening. Catch us every day on High Playing Games for extra videos and stuff. And cheers, Chimpy. Yeah, I hope that's been amazing for you. Thanks for coming along and chatting away and bearing with what was a interesting race at points, but not exactly spectacular. I hope my school stories weren't too bad. I hope this stream makes sense for anyone else. Oh dear. Right. Take care all. I'm going to order myself a celebratory takeaway.